I'm ready to
All right,
do
here
it.
we go. Go ahead.
Okay. Being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health for February 28th, 2023. Myself, Vin 40 Chairman, Trish LeClaire, Vice Chair, Mike Hennessy, Member, Lauren Ode, Minutes Clerk, Bruce Wilson, Health Agent, and I don't see Robbie, so if he shows up, Robin Griffin III, Tobacco and Food Agent. So I guess first order of business is the minutes from February 7th, 2023. I'm going to make it full view now, I guess. Okay. Yeah. We do have a fairly easy schedule tonight, kind of, and again, I didn't know what the weather is going to be like. So I was believing we are going to have 5 inches of sludge on the ground. I said, we're doing Zoom, but it's nice to have the ability to do Zoom. So, if someone's not feeling good, then we don't share the, what do you call the disease or the cold.
Well, it's nice when it's short too, because then you're not driving all the way there for 20 minutes.
Yes,
so.
I agree. Yeah, and this should be a short meeting. I think the last one really we had a lot of discussion, but it really wasn't more than an hour. I think it was an hour and change. So do we? I guess we don't have Robbie here, but do we know if that's ever got their permit yet? We don't know that, Laura, do we?
Vets has everything in place, with the exception that he's got to get sign off.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's I guess the same as it was before.
Yeah, let me reach out to Robbie and see if he can hop on.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's really the late snow is probably non-existent. I think around 4 o'clock there were flurries, but they were fine. So I know Bellingham trucks are out. They're probably out until, the roads are perfect in Bellingham though. They were perfect this morning. I could see them. No problem coming in today, Bruce?
Really, I went to school in Orono, remember?
Okay, got it.
It's a cakewalk for me.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'm all set with the minutes. Huh? Anybody else?
Motion to approve.
Okay, second.
I second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay. Done with minutes. Okay, next item is tobacco regulation to be signed and vaping permits. Is that in the package, Laura or Bruce? Do we know?
No, he hasn't got anything written back yet.
Okay. Okay, so we'll table that.
He did have one question that I think we could probably talk about it. The Best Buds on the south end of town has not opened yet. How long do we give them before we say, hey, we're going to give the permit to somebody else?
Well, let's ask this question. Do we have anybody else right now? If we do,
no,
then
not that I know of. I would refer to Robbie on that. He might know of one, but
I did talk to Robbie about that. He does have the product in the store. He's just not selling it yet.
Okay.
Oh,
so they already have a permit though?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what we're worried about,
we're 100% sure about that too, because I know that we had problems with them in the north end.
Right. Yeah.
And we were talking about, with all the problems that they had, maybe not giving them the permit for the south end.
Yeah. And the permit basically is what? We're going to allow them to have vaping products that are
well, they just sell all tobacco products.
Okay, all tobacco. Okay, fine.
It's like their little chain. They have one down in the north end, and it's going to be the same exact thing in the south end.
Right. I don't know, Mike. How do you feel about this? I mean, I really need Robbie here, but my opinion is you can't hold this up forever. This has been going on for at least, Trish, reflect on this, even Mike. It's more than 6 months. I think it's closer to a year. Close to a year. I think April or May will be a year.
I feel like before we sign these tobacco regs that we have, maybe we should see if we can put a clause in there actually about not giving a permit or rather taking the permit away if they haven't used it within, I would say 4 to 6 months or something. I mean, holding on to a permit for a year or longer and not allowing someone else to move forward with the business is just, it's not okay.
Actually, we could do it like the building permit. If you don't put your foundation in, or if you don't start the work within, what is it? I think it's 6 months and they nullify it. But if you start the work, put the foundation, for example, you can take up to, I think it's a year or plus, but you have to show that you are working towards completing it. People used to not do that for a reason. They could save taxes because the building permits were geared to percentages. Now it's not that way. They immediately tax you by the first year, the full value of the addition or the house. So you can't escape, and you pay up front a big amount because they do it by square footage and the value of the square footage. So maybe you're right, Trish. If we did something saying 6 months, I think 4 is an odd number.
Well,
3
think
months or
about it
6
though.
months.
Like if you were a business owner and you had a few that you wanted to open up, and then you just went and got 3 permits in hopes that, your plan to open up a few places in town is something that you're going to do. And you take those 3 permits and then you don't do anything with them. Like that's just not right.
Yeah, that's really,
Because there's no cap. So you have to stop somewhere.
yeah.
But honestly, these people have really shown that they really have no regard for certain rules and regulations.
Right.
Exactly. Well, then you got that too, right?
It's kind of shameful when your tobacco inspector's walking in and you're being raided by the state. I mean,
right. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. That's probably not good. I guess
are we looking to smoke it?
Let's do it this way here. Laura, let's reach out to Robbie, and ask him to add a clause in there that if permits are held by someone for more than 6 months without operating, 6 months, 1 day, your permit is forfeited. That's it.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Mike? Or 6 months?
No, absolutely fine.
I feel like 6 months is reasonable to get a business up and running,
Correct. And I think what we can do is, after we sign the reg, Robbie can go down them and say, listen, you either open now because you're way over the 6 months, or your permit is null and void. So
no refund. I mean, we got to put that in there.
No refund.
No refund.
Right. Yeah. Nobody does that. Right.
Just drop that in their lap though, or do we have to take action now and then add the clause?
Yeah, we don't have any clause. So now, like
we
Trish
have to
said,
put the clause in first.
Correct. If we don't put the clause in, we can't go and say, hey, by the way, it's been 11 months, 10 months, or 9 months.
Okay.
We're taking your permit. I think we just say, you're either opening right now, and they've already paid for it, right? Or not? Yes. So they paid for it. You're either opening within 24 or 48 hours, or your permit is being canceled, because it's way over 6 months. It's not like we're playing on 1 or 2 days,
Should we put this on the agenda for the 14th then, Vinny?
Yeah, I think we should put that on the agenda. But like I said, if we have, Laura, if you have Robbie alter that document so that when we're signing it, it's already got teeth in it about people hogging a permit. Because there may be someone out there that looked at our regs and looked at our permit numbers and said, I can't go to Bellingham. They don't have any, which is too bad because, I mean, yeah, they're paying tax on the building. Yes, they paid this year's permit, the past year, but I don't know. I don't think you should pay for permit and then never open. It's sort of
it's like 6 months, no refund and no exchange of hands. So they can't like hand it off to someone else. Do you know what I mean? It's
right.
Whoever took out the permit has to own the business, because you don't want, Vinny to take it out and then I decide to open a business.
Correct.
Well, under the same name. It should be under the same person.
It'll just be like the school one, the one across from school there, the convenience store / gas station. We don't want that to happen again, because that was wrong.
Best Buds has multiple owners too.
Do they? Okay.
I believe.
So then there you go, right? So it should be whoever took out the permit has to own the business.
Correct. If they took it under a DBA though, and then the principals are 3 people. I don't know, I guess, well, put it this way here. Either way, they'd have to come in, they'd have to show Robbie that when he comes in 48 hours later, they're open. If they're not open, then he goes in and say, listen, here's a cease and desist. You're no longer in business. You can't sell tobacco, you know. And, you know, obviously they forfeit the permit at that point and no one comes in for it. I guess they could come back and try it again, but I don't know. I don't know if we can say no because you already tried that and we're not going to wait 6 more months to find out if you're going to open. But I don't know. We may have to legally give it to them once it's suspended. We probably have to or removed.
If they
Well,
come
we should
back,
probably talk to council
Aye.
about it and make sure we word it properly.
Yep, I agree. So Laura, have Robbie do that for us before we sign anything. Because they'll just make
Okay,
the
so
red.
this is what I have, that we want to add a clause, if tobacco permits are held for more than 6 months without operating, the permit is null and void with no
Correct.
refund, and there is to be no exchange of owners.
Correct.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I'll send it to him tomorrow.
Okay.
I
so
did reach out to him, but he hasn't responded. He's
That's
probably
fine. He, like I
plowing
said,
and
he's
cleaning up
probably
still.
probably
I sent him a
sanding.
text
I don't
he's
think
gotta be out
plowing. I think
driving.
he's sanding. Okay, so we have also his next category, food inspector updates. So we'll table that. Unless Bruce, you got
I
anything
know
on?
he's got the first quarter. The first quarter it's done.
Okay,
He had a couple small re-inspection type of things, but nothing's crazy.
okay. And we're all set on schools and supermarkets. We're
Yep.
going till June now, right? Or whatever.
Next
May
quarter,
for the school.
the
Yeah.
markets would be next quarter. The schools will be in June.
Okay. Okay, so correspondence from the Community Development Office funds update.
Okay, so we were successful. We've got the 400K in the account that we can start to draw on for the betterment program.
Okay.
Oh, Bruce, that's something different I added in there. That's the,
Oh. That's what I thought. Okay.
that was just for their information, what our community development office does. And that's
Okay.
for any repairs. And you can also do septic on that if it goes with other projects, and you can make
Oh, okay,
the,
that's the other program that they have. Okay.
but
Right, is that-
you can still, we did get the money for the septic loan too. So
Yeah.
you can talk about that.
So with this community development law, reflect on this, would community development office deal with like abandoned houses in Bellingham or?
Well, no, if
No?
you're a
Okay.
resident of Bellingham and you have a certain income.
Okay, okay, it's
you-
income related. Okay,
Yeah, and it's a grant, and if you live there for so many years, you don't have to pay back the funds. It's really a good program for
Okay.
people that need repairs.
okay, great. So when we get to a situation, Bruce, where we find a house that's, let's say they're hoarding or they're not all their faculties and there's a roof hole in it or something else, the windows aren't intact, then we can shift them over to
Yeah,
community
try to get
development.
them. I mean, it does take an application and an approval process that they've got to qualify.
Right, well, we may have to help them. You know what I would think? If we have seniors that fall into this, that are low income, but also not, let's say, as
We
what do you
had
say,
one of those up on
mentally
Harvard
competent,
Avenue.
we can get the senior center to help them do this stuff.
Right.
Because we don't want people living, especially in the wintertime, with houses that aren't tight and, you know,
Weather tight.
weather tight, because if not, they're blowing their heat right out through the, and you know, they may not even have enough oil to heat up the house if it's that leaky. So, okay, we'll work on that. Then we have March employee calendar.
Yep, there's not too much going on in March. Bruce has
Okay.
the seminar tomorrow, and that's about it, I think.
Okay,
Work-related stuff.
okay, great.
So we're gonna do the meeting on the 14th, though, right, Laura?
Yes, we'll do the 14th. I
And
mean, the
just
only
do-
thing I said was, I think, I'm not sure if I said this to everybody, I said it to Laura, I think was, let's just hope we don't get a snowstorm on the 14th, but if we do, we're still having a meeting, we'll just do a Zoom.
Yeah,
it's
do the
easy.
Zoom.
We'll do Zoom. Okay. Okay, so we got our, so Laura, let's just correct March, take 7th out. take 21 out and put in Board of Health on the 14th, if everybody makes a note on that.
Okay,
7
I'll
o'clock.
do that.
We're good.
And then,
And then
that leaves the 28 if we end up having a bunch of plans that need waivers come in.
Correct,
If
correct.
we
Yeah, I
have to,
didn't
we
want
can-
people to wait for plans, so that's
Yeah,
good.
if we
Okay,
have to.
So, okay, so the next item was, I guess we have a budget. Let's just, we get
Yeah,
back to my,
Vinny and I met with the budget people there.
Yeah.
And we were able to get the other budget through, and then they asked us to wait on the raises for your stipends until the next November.
Right.
And apply for it then. But everything else went through. They had the committee meet over the weekend, and our budget has, gone in and been approved.
yeah, the only thing, Trish, that I had said to Dennis was, and that is, I was assuming 2 members are coming on in June. He says, no. He said, by the time the AG approves I guess it's late May or whatever the meeting date is for town meeting, it needs to go to AG. It doesn't happen before July. He said, may not even be till September. He says, but if that's the case, I said, well, Dennis, I'm not taking the 3,000 divided 5 ways when it's being divided 3 ways. I said, it's pretty ugly that we would get something that was in place maybe 10, 20 years ago, too late, 10 years ago at least, maybe, or more. And now we're going to take less than what we're getting when we applied for the thing 10 years ago. He said, no, we'll take care of that. He said we can do some kind of, what's that? Did you catch that, Bruce? It was some kind of
it's like an adjustment. They can make an adjustment, but it would be on the fall meeting. That's why he said that, we look at that again in November.
Yeah, but okay. So what I'm going to say is, if I didn't
Yeah,
catch that
I mean,
right,
people don't usually make less money. They
no,
make
what
more
I'm
money.
saying is,
So I
here's what will
wouldn't
happen.
expect that
I hate to
happen
say it.
anyway.
We're going to keep what we got, and the other 2 members will do like we did many, many years ago. I've done it for 27 years, and out of that 27, probably, I don't know, 15 were totally free. So these new members will wait till November to get their monies. And then at that point, we can make it 1,400 a member instead of 1,000. So, we'll deal with that when it happens. Like, let's say it gets approved at town meeting that we're going to add members, and then it goes to the AG. Then we will have a meeting, and when we have a meeting in July, how do I say it? We are in control of that thing. At that point, the board makes a decision that you will wait till November to get your stipend. That's it. I mean, I don't think they can do it any other way. I told Dennis, I'm not dividing it by 5. He said, don't worry, we may not even get anybody. I said, well, that's fine. I said, but
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried. I just said, read my lips, Dennis. Not going down. I don't go backwards in life. I'm always keep trucking on, whatever. And the only thing I'll say is, no, I'll leave it alone. Okay. For me not to say something, that's amazing. Okay, budgets, general update, I guess. So this is what we have now for our level funded budget.
Yeah, the budget went through level funded,
Okay.
with the exception of the raises according to the union contracts.
Okay, got it. Okay. So I'm good with that, I guess. So Bruce, I guess inspection updates and 2023 permit updates. That you or Robbie? I guess it's you, right?
That's my section there. Robbie was up a little further. Inspection updates. Okay. All of the inspections have been done for the supermarket, the schools, for the first quarter, and with the schools, their next inspection will be in June. I've also got all of the tattoo parlors done. I'll be jumping on the nail salon shortly here. That's a little ahead of what we had in our timetable there, but if I got time, I'm going to squeeze them in, get them out of the way. Permits, we've got all of the food, all of the retail food services in, all of the tattoos are in. I've got all the nail salons in and in process. I've got like half of them that are in process that hopefully we get the sign offs we need from the collector and stuff that get those wrapped up.
Okay.
Tobacco.
But
we have-
technically they paid, they just can't get it until they
yeah,
get a
there's
sign off from
they're gonna get the
collector's
collector to
office.
sign off, or they gotta pay a water bill or something. Unfortunately, if your water bill's more than 30 days over, it's triggering a problem in the permitting there. So we've got
Yeah.
a few bills that we're chasing down for people.
Yeah.
Tobacco, we've got the 3 that have gotten through, submitted the paperwork and have their funds in place, but they're waiting for sign offs. And then we've got 3 that they haven't submitted anything.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, those we talked about. We'll deal with that when Robbie gets back on. I did skip on goals, food grading system and intern, because intern says till spring. I guess
Right.
we'll wait till
Yeah,
March
and
or April.
the food grading system there, that's Robbie's baby.
Right. But I skipped that just because I figured Robbie's not here, and the other part,
Yep.
we did put down, we'll deal with it in March or April. So, okay, so other than that, I mean, we don't have well, we shouldn't have anybody, but we don't have anybody or a large amount of people that haven't paid their permits, because as Trish just said, we don't want people paying their permits and then someone else finagling, Food's probably not gonna be an issue where you have a business within 500 feet or near a school, you can have that. But we do want them to pay their permits on time so that, let's say that our revolving fund grows by the amount it grows every year.
Yep.
And if we get more restaurants, it grows further. But the point is, the money's need to be paid if you're operating a business in Bellingham, for any business in Bellingham, but especially for food. It's not that we're not going to inspect them, but we'd like to say that they're getting inspected, and and legitimately they paid for those inspections. Okay, so I guess the next thing is bills. I guess I'm gonna have to do them, right? In a sense, I'll read them off. So, okay.
go, Vinny.
So first, do you have them in front of you, Trish?
I
No,
don't, but I can pull them up.
It's up to you.
Really, I
can
think
do
you
it.
get the originals in your packet, don't you?
Yeah, they're in everybody's package, but you have the originals, Vinny.
Okay, good. What I'll do is I will sign off, and then Bruce, you can pick it up and we'll hand it off tomorrow or something like that, or I'll drop it off.
Tomorrow I'm at a seminar, so I won't.
Oh, you're
I
at a
won't-
seminar. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I
Pick it
gotta
up
go by
until
the town hall.
Towards the end of the day, and then maybe what I can do is
No,
get them.
I'll drop them off in the morning. I gotta go to Home Depot in the morning before I hit
Okay.
the Newton. I'll just drop them off at town hall.
Okay.
So I'll see you in the morning, Laura, on this. Okay, so Trish, you got the one for Amazon business?
Yeah, let me read them off. Hold on.
Go.
The Amazon one for the 325 is a duplicate. That's already been approved by you guys, so just
Okay.
ignore that.
Okay.
Good.
So I'd like to make a motion that we pay Amazon $10.07, $12.53, and $15.98.
I second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Big spender
Right.
there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd like to make a motion that we pay Mia $115 for the Title V seminar.
I second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
And then I make a motion that we pay Salmon V&A $666.66.
I second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
And that's all I have. Is there any other bills or
Oh, that's it.
that's it?
I don't
Okay.
see it. Okay, I guess unless somebody else has something else to add,
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed,
Aye.
abstained, so carried. Thank you.
Good
Have a
night,
good
everybody.
night.
Feel better, Mikey.
Thank you.